Hello, my name is Jada, and I have struggled with depression as well as panic disorders since around early middle school.
I'm Caleb Pate, and I've been struggling with my mental health since I was 17 years old.
Hello everyone, my name is Lydia Enderly. A little over a year ago, I lost my best friend to her battle with her mental health.
Hi, my name is Gwen, and I've struggled with my mental health since about 6th grade.
My name is Mason Muchler, and I currently struggle with mental health.
My name is Madeline Allgood, and I currently struggle with mental health.
My name is Eleanor McHugh, and I am currently struggling with my mental health.
Learning to live without her has been physically and mentally one of the hardest things I have had to do. I have my own struggles with my mental health, and I have had many times in my life where I felt as though I was not good enough or not worthy enough to be here anymore. Sometimes the thought of not being here anymore sounded a lot easier. I have fought many mental battles and have had many mornings where I contemplated not even trying to get up that day. But these feelings are not forever feelings. There is hope. There are so many reasons to not give up. There are so many people that love you more than you know and that would do absolutely everything and anything for you. Never forget how beautiful, amazing, and loved that you are. And remember that it's okay to not be okay, and there's always help for you.
I have been struggling with mental health issues since about 8th grade due to bullying from other students, including my friends. This has caused me to gain symptoms such as depression and anxiety. These symptoms have worsened and continued throughout all of my high school career, but I have learned to cope with it and overcome it with talking to my parents and my friends. Mental health is nothing to be ashamed of, and there is always people out there willing to help. Never be afraid to reach out.
That's when I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety. I got a therapist and I started working out. I got a job. I joined cheer, and just building that support system really helped me get through it. I still struggle sometimes now, but it's a lot easier when I have people to lean on. So never be afraid to reach out for help.
I've been struggling with mental health issues since 6th grade due to bullying from students, including family members and friends. This has caused me to gain severe symptoms of depression and anxiety. These symptoms have continued into my high school career, and I'm currently a senior and still struggle with severe depression and anxiety. But I learned how to cope with it and overcome it while talking to my family and my best friends about it. Mental health is nothing to be ashamed of, and there's always people willing to help you out. Never be scared to reach out.
I've always struggled with having panic attacks as well as using negative coping mechanisms such as self-harm and drugs. Even though I've felt lots of rock bottom times in my life, as well as used to think that suicide sometimes would be the only way to make it stop, I was able to reach out to people around my high school, and through them I was able to meet a lot of other people who were able to just connect to me and talk to me about what they went through, and I was able to realize I wasn't going through it alone, and a lot of people are actually very similar, going through their own similar things, they're having their own similar mechanisms, and just being able to learn and talk to people really helped me. And I, especially when I started getting a little bit more help and getting a therapist and being able to just talk it out, and even though I still struggle sometimes with going back to those like negative coping mechanisms or going back to just negative thinking, I'm able to get myself back on the right track. And it's just really strong to remember, like, there's always a future ahead. There's always a really bright, like, there's so much going forward for you. And it's really always important to remember that your mental health matters, no matter who you are. And we love you.
I have been struggling with this since I was around 10 years old when my parents started fighting and talking about divorce. The ways that I have found help is by telling my mom and my dad that seeing how they live is really affecting me, and having them get me a doctor and a therapist who later diagnosed me with anxiety and depression. Ways that I have coped with my anxiety and depression are finding my golf team and finding friends who have similar problems as me and seeking help through them and spending time with them to make me feel better throughout my day. I do sometimes still have parts where I feel down or I feel like nothing can help. Then I always look back at the good parts of life and just remind yourself there is always help out there for you.
Around last May, me and this girl broke up. I'm not gonna say her name, but that really broke me. that's when everything started to go downhill. I started making some really poor decisions with some really bad things. I was doing a bunch of bad stuff that I shouldn't have, and over time I had gained symptoms like depression, anxiety, and I've just grown angry, and I was losing things like love for the things I like volleyball, like going outside, like going fishing, whatever. I was losing love for them. But over the summer, I have met some really great friends, and they helped me work through a lot of this help with it, and they don't even know. By making this video, I'm trying to tell you guys that it's okay not to be okay. Bad mental health is nothing to be ashamed about. I went to get help with therapy, through friends, and through, among other things. And so that's why I'm creating this program. It's called There's Always Help. So teens have a place where they can talk, get help, find what they need, and just not feel alone. This is a nonprofit organization that I'm starting up. Please go check it out. There's always help. Don't be ashamed.